Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen. This is your boy, the Demi Sheikh, aka Brad Addo, and today I'm coming to you with some wisdom from the Quran. And this video right here hopefully will change the way you see Islam, or the way you thought Islam was supposed to be. Hopefully this can be an eye opener for you as it was for me. So brace yourself, peep out this video, watch it to the end. I'm gonna try to keep it short, but you all know how I do sometimes. I just get into this word of God and the wisdom that He gives me, and I just run with it. Okay. So today, let me just tell you about how I came upon this topic. I was talking to a good Muslim friend of mine. It's probably one of the best Muslim friends I have. And we were having a conversation about something. We were having a conversation about the Hajj and so forth. And in the midst of all of that, the brother sent me some verses about something we was talking about, and he sent me verses from Surah 2 and verse 130 through 134. You can look this up for yourself in your own Quran, so you can say, hey, my Quran is bad. You can look at your own Quran, the own Arabic, whatever the case may be. Okay. So, and you know how Allah does, I was supposed to look at these verses and find something else, but in the midst of all of that, Allah opened my mind up to completely something different, that I had I didn't realize that Allah was going to take me there. So when you get messages like that, and I'm pretty sure we all get messages like that, we can kind of relate. This is how the prophet was getting revealed the messages to him, because the people in the book, in the Quran, it says the people were asking him, why wasn't everything revealed to you at once? Okay, because it's on Allah's time. Allah wanted to reveal it to him either when He came into something like that within His life. Hold up for 1 minute, okay? All right, thanks for that. So anyway, the people were asking him, why wasn't the Quran revealed to you all at once? Because that was Allah's way. That way it couldn't be fabricated, because that's one way of keeping it authentic, because it couldn't be fabricated. He couldn't come and say, here's the whole complete Quran. Here, check it out, read it. No, he maybe got bits and pieces there. Okay, so anyway, so this is what Allah revealed to me. I'm going to just read out verses 130 through 34. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to read out from Surah 2, actually verse 133 and verse 134. You can check this out in your own Quran just to follow with me, okay? So it says in verse 133, he's talking about Yaqub, and he says, or were you witnesses when death approached Yaqub, when he said unto his sons, what will you worship after me? They said, we shall worship your God, okay, the God of your fathers, Abraham, Ishmael, Isaac, one God, and to Him we submit, okay? Verse 134, okay? That was a nation who's passed away. They shall receive the reward of what they earn, and you of what you earn, and you will not be asked about what they used to do. Let's say that one more time. Okay, verse 134. Okay, that was a nation who has passed away. They shall receive the reward of what they earn, and you of what you earn, and you will not be asked about what they used to do. Okay, then you're probably saying, okay, Brad, so what did you get from this? Okay, I'm sorry, I'm just beating up the camera right now. So this is what I got from this. This is phenomenal. What happened is that Allah just opened my mind up. That's what we're trying to do. Now, you already know how I feel about this, the sunnah. The truth about the sunnah, it is fabricated, it's made up, okay? Something that came along 200 years later, okay? But in addition to that, okay, peep this out, okay? What that is saying is that, okay, let's just say if the prophet, peace and blessings upon him, used to pray 5 times a day. Used to pray 4 rakas, in his prayer every time he prayed. Okay, sometimes he did 2, sometimes he did 3, sometimes he did 4. Okay, that's what the fabricated hadith says. Okay, doesn't matter. Okay, even if that was true, okay, this verse right here says we don't have to try to mimic what the prophet did. Okay, because this book is the only thing we need to go by, not the son of the prophet, or the son of Abraham, or the son of Musa, or the son of, unless it's in this Quran. You know why? Because this verse verifies that. What does this verse say? That was a nation who's passed away. They shall receive the reward of what they earn, and you of what you earn, and you will not be asked about what they used to do. Allah's not going to ask us, what did the prophet used to do? The prophet used to do what? He used to pray 4 rakahs in his salah. How come you aren't praying 4 rakahs in his salah? You see what I'm saying? You see why that verse basically says, I'm not gonna compare you against that generation. I'm not gonna compare you to a prophet. to Abraham's generation, to Yusuf's generation, to Musa's generation, peace and blessings upon them all, or even Prophet Muhammad's generation? No. Okay? That was a nation that has passed away. They're going to receive the reward of what they earn and you of what you earn. I'm not going to ask you about what they used to do. So why are we trying to follow somebody else's sunnah? Matter of fact, if we wanted to extend this even further, we don't even have to follow our forefathers' sunnah. Guess what? Because we're in a new day, new generation, and new time. So the beauty of this is, because I get a lot of questions asked me, well, how many rakahs do you make in your salah? Because you don't follow the sunnah of the Prophet. Guess what? It's how many rakahs I want to. Unless Allah says different in the Quran, which is the only holy book we need to follow, okay? As long as we don't go against anything in the Quran, we can make 2 rakahs, okay? If you feel comfortable doing 2 rakahs every time you make your prayer, alhamdulillah. If you feel comfortable doing 3 rakahs every time you make your prayers, alhamdulillah, okay? And to make this even further, to extend this even further, okay, this verse right here can empower us to be leaders in our own community, in your own community. Because guess what? Our community, more than likely, is not the true Islam. So guess what? Even with the call, of the adhan, the call of the azan, and Allah says there is a call. When you hear the call to prayer, rush to the assembly of men and women and mankind and so forth. Okay, so He says that there is a call, but He's not saying what is this call to prayer. So we don't have to mimic that Sunni call to prayer. So the call to prayer can be anything that we want to make it the call to assemble our worshipers of God. So the call to prayer could be simply the Al-Fatiha. How cool is that? Or it can be any of the prayers that Allah wants us to pray in the Holy Quran. Or it can just be Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Okay? Whatever we want to create as our tradition for our day and time and our culture, that's within the Quran, and it's not doing anything haram. This opens up everything. You know why? Because Allah said, I'm not going to ask you about what the Prophet used to do. Then He just said that I'm going to read that verse again, okay? Okay? That was a nation passed away. They shall receive the reward of what they earn, and you will not be asked about what they used to do. Okay? So why are we trying to mimic our forefathers when Allah says He's not going to compare us? He's not going to compare us to that generation. Maybe this generation can be better than that generation. I don't know. But we have to try on our own. Maybe that generation wasn't the best generation of believers, and we're trying to be like a generation that we can be better than. Think about that. Or vice versa. I don't know. Because guess what? I don't know what that generation did. So that's why Allah's not going to compare me to that generation, because I don't really know. But what I do know is what's in this Quran. So as long as I'm following the scriptures in this Quran, for instance, let's don't even think about the prayer. I'm going to expand your wisdom even more. What about Eid? Okay, we always make Eid after Ramadan, after the Hajj, after all these Islamic holidays. Okay, that is a tradition. That is not a requirement. It's not haram. It's a tradition. It does bring our community together. So it is halal because it does bring goodness. It's not mentioned in the Quran, but it's a good thing. So it's a tradition of our times. Okay. So maybe you want to do something different for your community because you're going to be a leader in your community. Maybe you could say, hey, let's have the Eid before Ramadan and an Eid after Ramadan. Let's have the Eid before Hajj and an Eid after Hajj. You're creating the traditions of your community so your community can embrace Islam, however way they embrace Islam. Just like music, okay? I'm going to use music as an example. I'm raised up on hip hop. Okay, that's me. That's my generation. I even wrote a book on hip hop because hip hop is embedded within my genes. If you already saw my videos, you all know how basically I'm connected to hip hop, even to this day. Okay, I could bust a verse for you right now, but I ain't gonna even do that. But anyway, so if I were to do something, okay, as far as music, okay, I'm going to do something involving with hip hop, just straight up. That is the tradition of my generation and my culture. Okay. And my parents and my parents' parents, they wasn't raised on hip hop because hip hop didn't exist back then. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying was that is Allah is allowing us to conform Islam to our culture and our generation. It's a lot of leeway within Islam. It's a lot. So even to the women, maybe you're not comfortable wearing a hijab and a niqab, okay? Because you see that it's not required, even though it's cool, it looks cool, there's nothing haram about it, but it's not required. But what the Sunnis have done, okay, the Sunnis have created their own tradition within the culture, which is cool, but they messed up in saying if you don't do this, then you're going to hellfire. If you don't do this, you're going to hellfire. If you don't do this, you're going to hellfire. That's where they messed up at, because they saying it's, Allah said this. This is where they screwed up at. But they did the right thing by creating their own culture and tradition within Islam. We can do the same thing, okay? And we just don't make the same mistakes as they did. So with that, look at how much leeway there is. Look at how we can cultivate Islam into our community to embrace our people. We don't have to have no old traditional ways. That's why some people are running away. They don't even want nothing to do with Islam, because they see that we got to go back 100 years just to follow God. We got to rock kufis and thobes just to follow God? Really? Okay? No. Okay? Okay, the best one that did it so far was Deen Muhammad, and he created a culture within Islam. He knew about he knew the truth about Islam. Okay, this is the truth, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you get this wisdom. Okay, read those verses over and over and over again. Okay, so when someone asks you how many prayers do you do because you follow Quran only, okay, just say, hey, I do 2 rakahs or whatever. Hey, I do 1 rakah. Whatever you feel comfortable. Don't just I can do whatever I want to do. Okay? And then you read that verse. Allah's going to ask, that was a generation that passed on before me. Allah's not going to ask me what they used to do. He's going to ask me, what am I doing? He's not going to compare the Prophet's generation to our generation. Because you know what? Allah knows that's wrong. You know how we try to compare ourselves to others? And that's something that we never do, because we're always going to fall short of the glory, or either we may think of ourselves too high esteem, or I'm better than him, blah, 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 or that person has more than me, blah, 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 blah. That's why they say never compare yourself to others. Allah's doing the same thing with the generations. Don't compare yourself to another generation. Maybe you can be better than that generation, or maybe you won't be better than that generation, but don't hold your head down, okay? This is the beauty that Allah is putting in the Quran, okay? Alhamdulillah, I'm glad Allah opened me up to this wisdom. This opens the horizon for everything. So now you're Quran only. Guess what? You know for sure, 1,000%, if you had any doubt, you don't have to follow the traditions of your forefathers, of the messengers, of the prophets. Okay? Only if it's in the book, the Holy Quran, our last messenger. Other than that, what did Allah says? I'm not going to ask you about what they used to do. They said the Prophet used to, make Sunni prayers and all this other. I'm not going to ask you about what they do. You know why? Because he ain't going to compare us to that generation. He's going to compare us to our generation, our day and time. So let's make our generation, your own community, the best community for Islam. If you want to have 3 Eids for Ramadan, the week before Ramadan and the week of Ramadan, have your 3 Eids, okay? Create a tradition that embraces Islam without breaking any of Islam's guidelines, which is pretty easy to do, because Allah said this religion is easy for you. This deen is easy for you. Okay? How cool is that? I hope you got some wisdom from this. I'm so enlightened. This opens up everything. I might just, who knows, alhamdulillah, God's willing, one of my things is to create a traditional prayer for the masjids, and to make a quality adhan, okay, based on something even more better, okay? Because we don't know if that was the call to the adhan during the Prophet's time. And even if it was, Allah said, I'm not going to compare you what they used to do. I'm not going to ask you about what they used to do, okay? I hope you got some wisdom for this. Please comment, share, like below. Let me know how you feel about this. And if I'm wrong, I do stand to be corrected by Quran wisdom only. But other than that, you have a beautiful, blessed day. Alhamdulillah. Assalamu alaikum.